Hey there, let's get into the latest Rivian news. I'm a owner of Gen 2 R1T, and we also own a Gen 2 R1S. And the latest software that just dropped of 2025.06 brought some really exciting new features to the Rivian family. Now, there's a number of improvements and bug fixes for both Gen 1 and Gen 2 vehicles, but there is a lot more packed in there for Gen 2, which is year 2025 and newer. One of the biggest of which is hands-free driving. So I got to actually test that out over the weekend. And so I'm going to go ahead and insert a clip of that right here for you to check out. All right, so we're got a stretch of I-5 here where Alexa started listening, of course. But we're using the new enhanced highway assist, which allows you to be hands-free as long as you're looking forward. So it hasn't been the entire stretch of I-5 here so far. We're in the Seattle area near Smoky Point. But significant sections from about I-405 and north have been hands-free. So you can see the icon here on the binnacle display, and it'll let you know when it's available versus not available. And it's pretty cool. It needs to get more improvement on lane positioning still, but this is a significant step forward, and the curve performance seems to be improved. So if you're driving a Gen 2 Rivian, definitely check it out if you're in a section of road that supports it. Cool. So some of the other improvements that also came to the Rivians in 2025.06 include rally mode for those of us on dual motor vehicles that have the all-terrain upgrade package, which is quickly becoming one of the better value upgrades you can add to your Rivian if you want additional drive modes, because for the price of both the off-road tires, the underbody protection, air compressor, you now also get soft sand and rally mode. In 2025.06, you can also opt to purchase the performance upgrade pack for $5,000, which does also include these two modes in addition to a sport mode. But in my humble opinion, I don't think that the sport mode is super worth it on dual motor vehicles, large and max pack, primarily because you have to be in the lowest suspension setting to really get all that power. And there's not a big difference if you're in normal suspension mode between performance and non-performance. Instead, if you're configuring your vehicle new, consider that all-terrain upgrade option to get additional drive modes as well as the additional hardware on the vehicle for less than $5,000. One of the other big improvements that came in this version is the sound system, and there's a notable improvement. Now, I still wouldn't say it's the best sound system on the market, but it is a night and day difference compared to what the vehicle was just about 6 months ago when we took delivery of it. If you care about audio and you want an enjoyable audio experience, thankfully Rivian has shown that they can make iterative updates over time to really vastly improve the sound quality within the system, and hopefully they continue to do so. Now, I showed you the clip of the hands-free, and this is pretty exciting because this is just sort of the first step towards Rivian actually building their own stack in-house. You can start to see that there's a merging of both the Mobileye system and their onboard computer. Now, it is still quite a bit behind Tesla in the sense of if you have full self-driving on a Tesla vehicle, that is more reliable in terms of consistency, being able to be on-ramp to off-ramp in its entirety, whereas Rivian not only has pre-mapped highways only for their assistance and lane centering in general, but the hands-free component seems to be even more limited in the areas of the road that it will do compared to the hands-on experience. So that is something worth noting. Additionally, I think that there's going to be a big improvement later this year when they add the lane basically shading in relation to what's around you. So right now the car actually does do a more comfortable job in cornering and keeping you in the middle of the lane. However, it does not shade away from other vehicles in adjacent lanes. So that can be particularly uncomfortable if there's a semi or a large vehicle in the lane right next to you, especially if you're in a curve and they start to drift around in their lane. The Rivian will hold its line pretty strongly regardless of what's happening around it. Or if the lanes next to you change speed significantly, the Rivian does not take that into account yet. That is a driver comfort update that is expected later this year. So this is just a really quick and fast recap of kind of the major highlights of 2025.06. There's a whole litany of again, bug improvements and small enhancements that I think drivers will really enjoy. I'll link down to the full release notes down below. But if you enjoyed this, give us a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you're considering buying a Rivian, go ahead and check out our referral link down below where you can earn 500 points towards the gear shop and future Rivian purchases. All right, talk to you soon.